Welcome to the Contractor's Secret Weapon radio podcast, the show dedicated to helping contractors, remodelers, painters, roofers, and others in the construction industry gain an unfair advantage over their competition. Get ready for some inspiration, some encouragement, some proven business building strategies, and a couple of new ideas that can take your business to the next level and beyond. And now, broadcasting from the Contractor's Secret Weapon Studios in Southern Florida, Dave Negri.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another great episode of the Contractor's Secret Weapon Podcast. This is the show where the more you listen, the bigger the competitive advantage you will have over your competition. And hey, who doesn't want that? My name is Dave Negri, and I am the Contractor's Secret Weapon. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've created this show to share some marketing and business building strategies and some of the countless lessons that I've learned over the past 30 years creating and building multiple businesses. I have a great show to share with you today, but before we get into the conversation, I want to do a shout out to our sponsors and highlight just some of the things that they offer that can help you in your business today.
Running a small business is no easy task, and I should know because I had a service company for almost 10 years. I am the founder of a software called Radius Bomb, and it's unbelievable. And for all the listeners of Contractor's Secret Weapon, we have a special offer for you to check out. If you want to send hyper-targeted, laser-focused, super personalized postcards to your exact prospects using a map while sitting in your underwear, then go to contractorsecretweapon.com/Radius Bomb, and we'll give you your first 100 postcards for free. Just go to contractorsecretweapon.com/Radius Bomb.
Hey, is your phone ringing enough? Do you want it to ring more with highly motivated and qualified buyers that contact you, the contractor, directly? No more waiting for the phone to ring. Just answer that phone. Best Home Services leads are dedicated to making your phone ring with motivated buyers that call you directly. There's no obligation to talk with them. Just go to contractorsecretweapon.com/money. Fill out the form to secure your discount on the setup fee. Do it today. This special will not last forever. Check them out at contractorsecretweapon.com/money. Hey, this is Dave Negri here with Contractor's Secret Weapon. I am so glad you're here today just to stop by to see what we've got in store for you. Listen, if you haven't been to our website lately, you need to go there. I've put together some awesome report for you for marketing strategies that can flood your business with customers. And you can download it on the website, front page, get it today, because these strategies really work. I've used them, and that's why I put them together for you. And for those of you guys that really don't like to read, maybe, I made an audiobook for you. So with this voice, what the heck? Go get your download right now. And so we've got some fun and interesting topics for you coming up in the very near future. Today we have an awesome talk for you today. And so let's really just get into that right now. Today, I have a returning guest. I have Joe Burnich, which he was on a couple weeks ago, and we talked about 3 simple steps to double your people to get in touch with you, contact you on your website. And today, this is really going to be really fun, because I have Joe again, and I have his partner, Amanda Reid, and we're going to talk all about Google reviews, everything that we can possibly think about Google reviews, and so we're just going to do that. So, hey, Joe and Amanda, thanks so much for being with me today.
Hey, Dave, it's great to be back, and yeah, I know we kind of last time we spoke, we kind of touched on reviews a little bit, but I like how we're going to spend the whole podcast episode talking strictly about Google reviews. I'm pretty excited. And of course, I brought in my business partner, Amanda Reid, here.
Great to be on with you, and I'm so excited. Like Joe said, Google reviews are so essential to businesses, and so to have some time to just talk about it and some ways to get reviews and what that means for your business, it's exciting for us.
Yeah, I see it more prevalent more and more, and of course, as I look at, go through websites and stuff, and I look and see how many reviews they've got and where they've come from, and so it gets to be kind of interesting. And so I know everyone looks at reviews, but not everyone gives reviews, huh?
That's the hard part. I hear it all the time from clients, and I experience it in my own business. Is I know how important reviews are, but man, it is so hard to get people to get onto my Google page and type in 2 or 3 sentences. It's just hard to get people to do that. Even if they love your work, it's hard to get them to take action. That's the big roadblock that most small businesses experience when it comes to getting reviews. Would you agree, Amanda?
I agree, but beyond that, I think it's not only hard, but I think in the back of their mind, they're kind of wondering what someone's going to say about them. Even though they think that it's going to be good, there's that fear, I guess, if they ask for a review, maybe somebody will leave a bad review, even though they thought they did a good job.
Yeah, I completely understand that, and because when I have my painting business stuff, I would always send out a survey. So it's basically reviews, but it's a survey, and I would talk to other guys about it, and they go, "Why do you do that?" And I go, "Why wouldn't you do that?" Because I want to know. I want to know what the customer's reaction was. I want to know if we did a good job. I want to know what we can improve on. So yeah, I think it's more from a contractor's service professional, is that fear, huh?
Yeah, I know that I've kind of been nervous about asking people for reviews, even though I felt like I did a good job. You kind of, in the back of your mind, there's always that, like, if I didn't do well, please tell me, don't tell the world,
right?
Or let me fix it before you go out and tell the world, that kind of thing. So
yeah.
that's a super important part of it. Yeah.
So how do you?
But
do
I was just going to say, I love what you touched on there, in that while we have that fear, understanding what we can do to do better next time is really important as well.
Right. I mean, that's why we all went into business. I mean, hopefully is to create a great company, to provide great services. And if we don't know, what the outcome is for that client experience, then we're never going to know how to improve. And so, and I would even think that even on a Google review, in honest, I mean, I would, if they would want to do a 3, or a 4 and didn't want to do a 5, I could live with that, because I think that it goes part of that transparency of the interaction with the client. And then you can interact with the Google review, can't you?
You can respond, yeah. And by the way, everybody that's listening, you definitely should respond to each and every review. Google likes that. Google will track that. And the more you interact with your Google page, and the reviews are part of your Google My Business page, the better that is for, rankings and stuff like that too. Plus, it shows customers, clients, potential clients at least, that, you care, whether it's good, bad, whatever. At least they show that you're actively, involved with the client, even after the job's done and the money's been, paid. So it's definitely huge to respond to each and every review.
Yeah. And responding to bad reviews can actually turn that review around into a good review. It not only shows potential future customers that you actually care that somebody gave bad feedback, but if you reach out to that customer and say, okay, I'm going to be contacting you, how can we fix this? A lot of times when you fix it, they'll go back and change that review.
Right. And there again, it goes back to the transparency of wanting to do good and be better all the time, and not being afraid and running away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's definitely nothing wrong with having a few 4-star reviews on there. That shows that you're a real business. You're not faking it with 100 5-star reviews. That doesn't look right to some people.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And even though you can't do anything, you can't put them on yourself. So that's. But still, yeah, I understand what you're saying. You don't want all 5-star reviews. You'd be happy with So how do you? What are some of the things that you suggest for your service business people that talk to you about? How do I get better reviews, or how do I get reviews, and what are some of the tactics that you've used in the past, or that they've told you about?
I'm going to let Amanda take that one first. She's got some really good insight, and she's actually the one that got me really brought reviews into like the forefront of how important they are to me a couple years ago. So I'm going to let her kind of kick it off with that.
Well, I think part of it is just understanding that reviews basically are the decision-making process for a lot of people, because we make decisions based on our feelings and how people feel about their experience with you. And so even if they haven't had that direct experience with you, it 100%, I can read about how other people felt about you. And so it really is like the new word of mouth advertising. It is something that we all know how important it is to get a referral from someone you know and things like that. Well, reviews actually let the entire world basically tell others about you. So I think understanding how important reviews are, and then obviously, and we've already touched on this a little bit, but providing good service is one thing that's going to help you get those reviews. If you don't, if you're not always making sure that you're going to provide good service, it's going to be really hard to get the positive reviews that you're looking for. And then obviously it's having a conversation with those clients or customers that you've talked to. And I think, Joe, if you want to take that a little bit, that's.
Yeah. So what we've found is just hoping that people just doing amazing service. Like if you're the very, very best in town, that does not guarantee that people are just going to automatically go and leave reviews for you. You still have to ask them in some form or another. Amanda, her specialty is mobile marketing. She does a lot of text-based marketing. That's kind of her specialty. And so, I was always using email to get reviews from people for both of my businesses, my service business and my marketing business. And it worked okay, but she brought it to my attention, said, that like 98% of people actually, will open up a text, whereas like 20 to 30% actually open up emails. So she's like, why don't you start, asking for reviews using text messages instead? And that was, it was kind of obvious, but something I had never considered.
Yeah.
And so ever since then, I've been doing strictly text, and it's definitely increased the number of people that actually do it. But not just texting, but also kind of like giving them a heads up, in person during the job, whether it's you, your technician, or whoever is actually, finalizing the job. That person should say something like this. Hey, I know you're very happy with the service and I appreciate it. If you leave an online review for us, that really helps local business. It really helps the local economy, et cetera. Say something to that effect and say, do you mind if I send you an email, or do you mind if I send you a text, asking for your feedback? And most of the time they're like, if they're happy, they're going to be like, yeah, absolutely. Send that over to me and let's do it. But that little extra 10-second, 20-second heads up that you're going to be getting something from us will make all the difference in the world as far as how many people actually leave the reviews when you ask them.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And to go into, that's because I always talk about, there's three parts of the sales process. There's the before the sale, the during the sale, and the after the sale. And during the sale is, when you're doing all the work and you collect the check. But this falls into after the sale. And this is really where your future profit is in your reviews.
Well, and it's showing in that after the sale process that you genuinely care about the service you provided. You genuinely care that you provided the best service you can, and if you didn't, what you could have done better. So reaching out to them and saying, hey, we'd like to get your feedback. We'd like to know how we did today. And then asking for that review basically nurtures that after the sale process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I jump in real quick, Dave?
Yeah.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
It just reminded me, a friend of Amanda and I's, Sid Graff here in Missoula, Montana, owns the biggest window cleaning company, in the area. Okay. So we're talking, he's got like 5 trucks going, even in the wintertime. He's very successful. And we're talking to him about reviews. He thrives on reviews, on Google reviews. That's his thing. He's got like 80 of them or something like that. The next guy has like 6, something like that. So he's big on reviews, but something he kind of said one time that I had never considered was that reviews don't only help, you get new clients that are kind of lurking around, but if a client is willing to leave a review for you on Google or Facebook or whatever, they're committing to you for life, as far as you're my guy now, you're my window cleaner now, you're my painter, whatever it is. So you kind of lock them in as far as a repeat client as well. So it's good for new business and repeat clients as well. And I had never thought about it that way until he brought that to my attention.
That's pretty interesting, because that's a physical, mental step of locking themselves into your business.
Yeah, because you're not gonna have a painting job done, leave a review, and then a couple years later when you need more painting, what are you gonna do? You call somebody else? No, you're gonna call the person that you put your stamp of approval on, in public. So,
and worst case scenario, if they forgot about you, they'll go to and look for painters, and they'll see the reviews. Oh, I did a review. He must be pretty good.
Exactly. Yep.
Which keeping in touch with them is a whole nother podcast.
Yep.
So, let me ask you this, because this just popped up, and I've talked with a couple people about this, and what about using Messenger?
Go ahead, Amanda. You're better at Facebook than I am.
Right. So obviously, Facebook is a platform where everybody is interacting with people pretty much on a daily basis. And so not only, one thing I would say about reviews in general, not only focusing on Google, but focusing on Facebook, because we find a lot of people are turning to Facebook for that as well. So I think Messenger is great. Inherently, there can be some issues just from a Facebook standpoint. If the person you're trying to message, assuming you have things set up correctly and you have a business page and all that sort of stuff, sometimes they won't always get your messages. It'll go into their old other folder if they haven't given you permission to message them. So while it's a viable option, and sometimes it's good, but understand that, again, the biggest thing that you need to make sure you're doing is make sure your message gets read, right? That's why, as Joe talked about, I always push text messaging, because people read their text messages. And so people definitely read their Messenger messages, but you definitely risk the chance that you're going to fall into the other folder. And then, of course, you need to really follow Facebook's terms of services guidelines and things like that, because you could fall into some troubles there and have Facebook not be very happy with you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I noticed the other day, this was kind of, well, like I said, I've been looking at different things, and I went to, we own another company, and so I went to that website the other day. We were looking at some stuff, and I was looking at writing some material to get people for Google reviews, and I noticed that underneath the Google reviews on Google was the amount of reviews that they had on Facebook.
Yes, that's a new thing that just shows up sometimes. It's kind of weird. I had somebody asking me, how do we force this to happen? And I did all kinds of research.
It just shows up.
And Google from what we can tell so far, Google just kind of randomly picking people to do that with. Now, in the future, I bet there will be some kind of, a little code that you can put on the website or something to tell Google, hey, go check this out. And I've also seen that Google will put a little snippet of somebody's actual review.
Oh, really? I've never seen that, yeah.
Yeah, once in a while. So what that says is Google's paying attention, like Google's putting a lot more time, effort, resources, whatever, into their whole review system. And they're even like they just sent me an email not too long ago saying that since I'm leaving reviews for a lot of people around business, that now I'm like I forgot what they called me. I've got a title now, like a preferred review expert or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I did that for somebody the other day, and I noticed that I got points for doing it.
Yes, there's different levels, and they're making it into kind of like an incentive and for, people to leave reviews, not just get them. So that's kind of interesting. That tells me that Google is paying attention to the whole review game more than they ever have in the past, which means us as small business owners need to really focus on reviews, because man, I've talked to people where reviews will literally make or break a business. You know what I mean? Have you experienced that, Dave?
I would imagine, yeah, because I can't imagine. I know, because I get calls and I get people say, well, the reason I called you is because of the great reviews you've got.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
That's an added thing. And then there's even been some, proposals that I've gone out on, and I was really flabbergasted because, they'll, in my business, the painting business that I do, people will always, sit down with you and you'll write up the proposal and you give them the price. But every once in a while, I'll get someone that will just say, can I have the color chart because I want to pick my colors? That means they've already picked you.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. And
so that has to go with the reviews and your online presence. That has to do with everything, because it goes back to they're checking you out before they even call you. You're just not getting a random call like from the yellow pages before, because there's so much information out there now.
Right. And this is kind of a question to everybody that's listening to this right now. How many times have you read like Amazon reviews before clicking the buy now button? Everybody I talk to has done that. I do it all the time. Sure. I want to see what other people are saying. And sometimes business owners don't make that same connection and understand that people are doing the exact same thing with their business, especially service businesses and contractors, because it's a lot of money. People are investing thousands of dollars most of the time.
I know.
And so you want to know that you're making a good, competent decision, and reviews are the way that people make that decision before they pick up the phone. And then it makes the sales call 10 times easier if they've already read even 2 or 3 of your reviews online. You know what I mean?
While you're talking, I was thinking about this. The average cold call, closing ratio runs between 25 and 30%. The average referral runs between 80 to 90%.
Yes.
And so think about the reviews in a sense, and it just hit me. The more, like you said, the more reviews you have, the more business you'll get, is because those people are being actually acted or thought about as a referral source.
Right. It really, like I said earlier, it really is like the new word of mouth advertising. Yeah. It really lets people make that personal connection with you, even if they don't know the person that left you the review.
I know.
Yeah, Amanda kind of coined that term, the new word of mouth advertising. Yeah. Reviews are, and when you think about it, it really is. In the digital world, that's what you want. You want to get those digital referrals, and that's what the Google reviews are, Facebook and Google reviews.
Okay, I'm writing stuff down. I'm writing that word down. I'll have to go back through.
Nice.
I'm gonna steal Amanda's. No, I'm not. I'm just. No, this has really been cool. So, any other thoughts on really helping our contractors get into the realm of just thinking about making it a constant thing I need to do every day? It needs to be part of my system because it's going to grow my business, probably in this stage of the game, as much as or more than anything else that we're doing. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. It can easily double the business that you're getting right now. And I want to talk about a specific story that I just got off the phone a couple days ago. With a client in Portland, Oregon. When I first started working with him a few years ago, he was a one-man show. Now he's got, I think, 6 employees, and they do restoration. They do water damage and fire restoration, stuff like that. And he decided that, you know, one year he was going to focus on reviews. That was going to be his big thing. And so he started. And so when he started, he had like 5 or 6 reviews, and his competitors did too. Google reviews we're talking about. Now I think he's got 60 something. He told me last time I talked to him.
Wow.
And he said the secret is that he incentivizes his employees, because he's not always on site collecting the check and closing the deal down. He's in the office, you know, running the business. So what he did is he told his guys, every time you ask for a review and send over this specific text message that he uses, then, you know, you're going to get like a $25 bonus or something like that. And ever since he implemented that, because before he would just tell them they need to do it,
right,
and he wasn't getting much response. But now he's paying them to do it, and they get a bonus every time they do it, and it's turned into kind of like a competitive thing among the guys. He says that has made all the difference, and he goes, and then he starts thinking about it. You know, let's say I pay $25 to get a review, he kind of looks at it from that point. He's just like basically buying a review is kind of how he looks at it on his, you know, on paper. I mean, how much could a $25 review be worth over the course of a year? You know what I mean? That one review could end up being worth $10,000 to $20,000 for him. Right. So think about the ROI on that $25 investment. So
yeah, sometimes it's the simple little things that bring us the biggest returns. That especially like this.
Yeah, and then for the one-man show guys, it's which I've been there. I mean, it's all about, you know, your routine. Like you have almost a checklist of what you do every time you close a job down. You know, you ask for the check, you say thank you, you give them a receipt, and then you just have one more thing that takes 20 to 30 seconds. You have to just basically turn it into a habit. Would you agree, Amanda?
Absolutely. And then obviously establish a way that makes it easy for your customers to go and leave you a review. I think that's essential as well, making it something to where they don't have to do a lot of work to find you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
and what I did was, I'm trying to find it now. Oh, I've got in my notes, I got a thing, Google reviews. So it just says, Google, thank you for your business. Would you be kind enough to leave us a 5-star review? Just check the link below and press the star. And I've got a Google short URL. So I just cut and paste that and send that out. And
are you doing that by email or text?
No, I'm doing it by text. It's in my notes, so I'll cut and paste it into a text and send it to them.
Perfect. Okay, so you're doing it right, and
so it's that simple, guys. You don't have to do it each time. Just write it up, stick it in your notes, and then cut and paste it into your client's text number. Send it to them, and then when it goes up, thank them. If they don't do it right away, just say, hey, I know you've been kind of busy. You said you'd do this, and I wouldn't bug them more than twice, but do it maybe twice, and then move on to the next one. But it's that simple to just stick it into your notepad and just cut and paste it.
Yeah, and some people get hung up on like, why didn't that person leave me a review? I've asked for 5 reviews, and so it's still a numbers game. You guys have to realize. So if 1 out of 3 leave you a review after you send them a text or ask them,
that's pretty awesome.
That's a huge win. Like, because if you don't do it, otherwise it's like 1 out of 20. You know what I mean? So just because somebody says they're happy and they will leave a review and it doesn't happen, don't get hung up on that. Just move to the next one. That's how I'm just like drop it, move to the next. Yeah, you don't know what's going on in their life. So,
and if you don't ask, it's automatic. No, you're not going to get a review. And you could, depending on your personality, you could just hear what they said and put that in, to your text and just send it over and say, this is what you said about this. Is this true? Just cut and paste it into the review. Even if you want to help them a little bit more. But, that's between you and how much work you want to do. But listen, to grow your business is work. No matter what you do, it's work.
Yep.
And it never stops. So but these are some of the awesome things that will keep you ahead of your competition, because right now, Google is pretty much the yellow pages.
And most guys are not focusing on it.
No.
So set yourself one more thing to set yourself apart.
Yeah. And so that's what we want to do, is set yourself apart. So we've got one more thing to talk about before we really head off into greener pastures. And that's you have a 5-star review program, don't you?
Well, I set it up for myself to begin with, and it was an email program. I had it set up for my employees so that when they finished designing a website or a marketing campaign, whatever, then on their checklist, they had to basically send out this email. But it wasn't happening the way I wanted to. So I basically sent up originally it was like a WordPress plugin that they could log into the website, put in the client's email, click send, and then it would just automatically send it out. And one cool thing about that email that's different from just sending a normal email is it would have the 5 stars actually in the email. Like click on stars 1 through 5, and we set it up so that if they click on stars 1 through 4 or sometimes 1 through 3, it wouldn't go to their Google page. It would actually go back to us so that we could address it. And
nice.
So it kind of prevented the bad reviews from coming in automatically. And I got that idea from there's different, these expensive review software programs out there. I got the idea from them.
Right.
And then Amanda came to me and she was like, well, turn that into texting, not emails. Like let's triple, quadruple. And so her and I got together, hired a programmer, did some stuff. And we eventually came out with basically just a smartphone app called Easy 5-Star that allows us to put in our clients' phone numbers, click send, and then just let it go from there, just to kind of make it easier on us and our employees. And then we're like, we got to start offering this to our clients as well. And so we refined it, and so here we are. And we're calling it the Easy 5-Star app.
And I think the great thing about it is, like we talked about, it alleviates some of the fear of getting a bad review, but still gets you the feedback of what you did wrong. But really, there's no software that you have to figure out how to use, anything like that. It really is as easy if you can send a text message, if you can put in a phone number, you're done. So it automates it, and you know that every single time you can basically automatically ask for that feedback.
That's sweet. So, and the nice part about it, like you said, if you get a 3 or a 4, then you can address it before it even gets put into the system of the Google reviews or wherever you get to send it.
Yeah, so it definitely helps prevent bad reviews. It doesn't guarantee that if someone's really mad at you, they can't leave a review, but it definitely helps them talk to you about it first, allows you to address it first before they go public with it. And that's what most people love about it. Plus, since we've simplified it and taken out all the bells and whistles we saw with other software programs, we're able to make it much less expensive than some of the big software companies out there that are doing similar stuff.
I know, because someone that I did an interview with a while ago that does similar to you, but and he sent me a 5-star review. The 5 stars are up there, and I'm going, This is really cool. I says, what do you normally charge for this? And what's the thing? So he sent me to the website. He sent me to the provider. He says we charge $500 setup fee and $250 a month.
Yeah, we kept hearing that.
Yeah, and I'm
in
going,
the hundreds per month. Yeah, and it makes sense for big. Yeah, I know,
that's
right?
crazy.
Yeah, and for big companies, it makes sense, and they want all kinds of. They want a dashboard
Right.
to have their office person learn and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it goes out to like 50 different review sites, but for the average local contractor, service business owner, they want something quick, simple, and inexpensive. And that's kind of where we came in and decided there's a need for this, and we're doing it for our own businesses, so why not provide it? And so, I mean, our setup is normally $300 because we got to create the app specific to the business,
Right.
Okay, because we got to put all their special Google stuff in there and Facebook stuff, all that, and then but then we're only charging $29 a month. And so the clients that we have that are currently using it are just like, thank you, because some of them were paying the $200, $300 a month programs. And like I said, for some businesses, that's necessary. That's what they need. They need all that stuff. But we just simplified it, made it super easy to use for the client and the user. And then we're able to get it down to the $29 a month price.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this, is that for each user or is that for the...
It's for each business, actually.
Okay.
So if you have multiple people, each of them can download the app to their phone and then be able to send it out. So it's per business, basically, whatever per business listing you have on Google.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, and I mentioned it's $300 setup. For your listeners, Dave, we want to cut that in half. We want to do a half price special just for you guys. And I'll get that link set up for you so you can share it with people.
Alrighty,
But so it'll
great.
be 100. Yeah, it'll be 147 to get it set up, and then $29 a month. You're not locked in any contract. You can, if it's not working for you or whatever, then you're not locked into anything. So that's what we're going to do for you guys today.
Awesome. This has really been awesome, and I know that the importance of Google reviews is so important today, especially for everybody. And if you're a smaller contractor, it's you could really it's kind of funny, but you ramp up those reviews and you could wipe out some of your bigger competition because people are going to look at you first.
Yep, the smaller guys can win in the review game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I would say a lot of businesses that I've talked to, especially local businesses, smaller businesses, I say if you're going to focus on one thing for 2018 that will help you, it is reviews.
Cool. That is awesome. Hey, I just want to thank you guys for being with us today and sharing your expertise and sharing your app with us, because it's been fun and it's just been super. So how do we, so we can put it in our show notes, but let everyone know how they can get in touch with you for this particular item, and we'll put your other information in there from the other show too.
Yeah, I mean, you can always go to easy5star.com. So the word easy, the number 5, and then star.com. Now, if you go there, you're going to pay full price. So make sure that you click on Dave's link, or you can give us a call and say, hey, I listened to the podcast with Dave Negri. And the phone number you can call is 406-493-1881. That's 406-493-1881. My personal website is bigwestmarketing.com, so you can always go there and grab the number if you want as well. But yeah, I mean, we'd love to hook your guys up, Dave. Just as a thank you for having us on the show.
Cool, that's awesome. Thanks again. I really appreciate Amanda, all your insight, and you're the text girl, huh?
I focus on phones first for sure. So text message and social media really are my forte.
Cool. And Joe, thanks again for being with us. I get your, because I get your emails and your videos, so they're pretty awesome. So, and I see, because we talked about it, I see that you, just for all you guys that listened to this before, we talked about that tap the text button. So Joe figured out how to do it. So.
Yes, and and I want to give Dave credit. He gave me the idea, and I want to make sure Dave gets the credit for that, because and we've already implemented it on 15 plus websites, and our guys are loving it. I mean, their clients can just tap to text rather than call, and that's what a lot of customers want. They want to just do text.
Awesome.
So, yep.
So again, thanks so much for being with us, and until the next time, just have a great. Well, it's cold where you are. It's cold where I am too, but I'm not even gonna.
I'm going skiing tomorrow, so I like it.
Awesome. So, hey, have a great weekend. Thanks so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having us.
All
Thanks,
right.
Dave.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to today's show and investing your time with us today. Being a contractor myself, I know all too well how precious time is when you're running a contracting business. And I want you to know that I take your commitment to grow your business very seriously. And as I said, it is the reason I created the Contractor's Secret Weapon Show. My goal is to share daily not only what works, but also share what didn't, so you can avoid some of the painful and costly mistakes that I've made. In addition to this show, my team and I offer various training and coaching programs, including a limited number of private coaching opportunities where you can work with me personally to help you grow your business. I encourage you to visit our website at contractorsecretweapon.com, where you'll find hundreds of additional shows, some free information on you can build your business, and you'll find my contact information if you want to explore working with me privately. So that's a wrap for this edition of the Contractor's Secret Weapon Podcast. Be sure to stop back at this time tomorrow for another great episode, or you can go to iTunes or Stitcher and sign up and have it downloaded and delivered to your phone each time it becomes available.
Now it's time to implement what you've learned and grow your contracting business. Great ideas are nice, but results only happen through action and implementation. So learn more about Dave Negri and how he can help you take your business to the next level, get some additional free business building information, and listen to additional shows. Visit ContractorsSecretWeapon.com. That's ContractorsSecretWeapon.com. And remember, the more you listen, the more you'll have an unfair advantage over your competition. And who doesn't want that? See you next time.